Without zinc, you die. That's not me being dramatic. That's medical fact. I'm Dr. Michael Harris, and in my 25 years of practicing integrative medicine with elderly patients, I've seen what happens when this crucial mineral goes wrong in your body. Here's what'll shock you. Your body needs zinc for 200 to 300 different enzymes to function properly. Yet 99% of people over 65 are making critical mistakes with zinc that are literally stealing their golden years away from them. You've been told zinc boosts immunity, right? Well, here's the truth that'll turn everything upside down. Zinc can actually destroy your immune system if you're doing it wrong. I've watched vibrant, independent seniors become frail and sickly not because they weren't taking zinc, but because they were taking it completely wrong. The supplement industry has fed you half-truths that are causing more harm than good, and today I'm going to expose the 5 biggest zinc mistakes that are keeping you from aging healthily and maintaining that youthfulness you deserve. Most doctors won't tell you this because they simply don't know, but there's a hidden epidemic of zinc-related problems destroying the health of American seniors. While you're focused on taking your zinc religiously, thinking you're protecting yourself, you might actually be creating deficiencies in other crucial nutrients, sabotaging your immune system, and accelerating the very aging process you're trying to prevent. The scary part? You feel fine at first, so you have no idea it's happening until the damage is already done. I'm about to share with you the exact same protocol I use with my patients who want to maintain their independence, energy, and sharp minds well into their 80s and 90s. These aren't theories or guesswork. These are battle-tested strategies that I've refined over 2.5 decades of helping people just like you reclaim their vitality. We're going to cover the 5 most dangerous zinc mistakes that could be quietly undermining everything you're trying to achieve with your health. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to use zinc as a powerful tool for maintaining health in old age instead of letting it work against you. You'll understand why the more is better approach is destroying people's copper levels, how to know if you're truly zinc deficient without expensive lab tests, and the precise timing and forms that actually work for the aging body. This isn't just about supplements. This is about giving you back control over your health and your future. You know what's crazy? I've been practicing integrative medicine for over 25 years, and I still see folks making the same dangerous mistake with zinc every single week. They think if 15 milligrams is good, then 150 milligrams must be 10 times better, right? Wrong. Here's the thing about aging healthily. It's not about megadoses, it's about balance. When my 72-year-old patient Martha came to me complaining about fatigue and brain fog, she was taking 200 milligrams of zinc daily because someone told her it would boost her immune system. What she didn't know was that she was slowly poisoning herself. Here's where it gets really interesting, and this is something most doctors won't tell you about maintaining health in old age. When you take massive amounts of zinc, something invisible happens in your body that's absolutely devastating. You create a copper deficiency, and copper is essential for your immune system, your heart health, and even your brain function. It's like trying to fill a bucket while drilling holes in the bottom. The more zinc you pour in, the more copper leaks out. This is particularly dangerous for elderly folks because copper deficiency can mimic signs of aging, making you think you're just getting old when you're actually nutrient depleted. The solution is surprisingly simple, but hardly anyone knows about it, not even most physicians. For every 10 milligrams of zinc you take, you need 1 milligram of copper. That's the magic ratio, 10 to 1. I've seen this transform lives in my practice, especially when working with patients focused on youthfulness and maintaining their independence. When we got Martha's copper levels back up while keeping her zinc at a reasonable 30 milligrams daily, her energy returned, her brain fog lifted, and she started feeling like herself again. But here's the kicker, she didn't need to stop taking zinc entirely. Now here's the paradox that'll blow your mind about immunity in the elderly. Zinc is supposed to boost your immune system, right? That's what everyone says. But when you take too much, it actually suppresses your immunity. I see this all the time in my elderly patients who are trying so hard to stay healthy that they're making themselves sicker. Too much zinc interferes with your white blood cells, disrupts your body's natural defense mechanisms, and can even make you more susceptible to infections. It's like having too many security guards at a party. They start getting in each other's way, and nobody can do their job properly. The really scary part? Most people taking these megadoses feel fine at first. They might even feel energized initially. But over months and years, the copper deficiency creeps in like a silent thief, stealing your vitality, your sharp mind, and your strong immune system. Your body starts showing signs that look exactly like normal aging: joint pain, memory issues, frequent colds, slow wound healing. But it's not aging at all, it's nutritional sabotage, and most folks have no idea it's happening. What's even more concerning is that this imbalance affects other crucial nutrients too. Topic 2. Not taking cofactors with zinc. Here's mistake number 2 that's absolutely crushing people's hopes of maintaining autonomy as an elderly person, taking zinc all by itself, like it's some kind of lone wolf nutrient. Listen, I learned this the hard way through 25 years of practice. Zinc without its cofactors is like trying to start a car without oil. Sure, it might turn over, but you're going to damage the engine. I had a 68-year-old patient named Robert who came to me desperate because his hair was falling out in clumps, his energy was shot, and his wife was worried about his complete loss of interest in, well, let's just say their romantic life had disappeared entirely. He'd been taking 25 milligrams of zinc religiously for 8 months, wondering why he felt worse than ever. The truth about nutrition for the elderly is that nutrients work as a team. They're like musicians in an orchestra, and zinc is just one instrument. Without magnesium, B6, and folate working alongside it, zinc can't do its job properly. When Robert's labs came back, his zinc levels were actually decent, but his magnesium was in the tank, his B6 was borderline deficient, and don't even get me started on his folate levels. This is incredibly common in folks over 65 because our absorption decreases with age, and most people have no idea they need these supporting players. Without magnesium, zinc can't activate properly in your cells. It's like having a key that won't turn in the lock. Here's where it gets really interesting from a biochemical standpoint, but I'll explain it simply. Zinc-dependent enzymes need these cofactors to function. Think of them as the grease that makes the gears turn smoothly. When you're missing B6, your body can't properly use zinc for protein synthesis, which affects everything from muscle maintenance to wound healing, crucial for how to be a healthy elderly person. Without adequate folate, zinc can't support your DNA repair mechanisms, and without magnesium, zinc can't regulate your stress hormones properly. It's like trying to bake a cake with flour but no eggs, butter, or baking powder. You'll get something, but it won't be what you're hoping for. The symptoms of this cofactor deficiency are often mistaken for just getting older, but they're actually screaming red flags that your nutrients aren't working together. I'm talking about hair loss, brittle nails, frequent infections, brain fog, depression, PMS in women, carpal tunnel syndrome, and yet that crushing fatigue that makes you feel like you're dragging yourself through molasses every day. When we got Robert on a proper protocol with zinc plus his cofactors, within 6 weeks his energy started returning, his hair stopped falling out, and his wife sent me a thank you card that made me blush. The transformation was remarkable, but it wasn't magic, it was just giving his body the complete team it needed. Most people think they could just pop a zinc pill and call it good, but that's like hiring a quarterback and expecting him to play football without a team. Your body is infinitely more complex than that, especially when you're focused on maintaining health in old age and preserving your independence. The cofactor approach isn't just about zinc. It's about understanding that your body operates as an integrated system where every nutrient depends on others to function optimally. But here's what really gets me fired up. Even when people get the cofactor part right, they're still missing a crucial piece of the puzzle that could be sabotaging everything. Here's the third mistake that's keeping people from aging healthily. They have absolutely no idea if they're zinc deficient in the first place. Most of my patients come to me guessing about their zinc status, and guessing is dangerous when you're trying to maintain your health and youthfulness as you age. Blood tests for zinc are notoriously unreliable because your body will rob zinc from your tissues to keep blood levels normal. It's like checking your wallet when all your money is hidden under the mattress. But there's a simple test you can do right in your kitchen that's more accurate than most lab work, and I've been using it with patients for over 2 decades. I call it the spoon test, and it's brilliantly simple. Get yourself a zinc sulfate solution. You can find this at most health stores or online, and take about a teaspoon in your mouth. Here's the key. If you taste absolutely nothing, or if it just tastes like water, you're zinc deficient. Period. If you're zinc sufficient, you'll get an immediate, strong metallic taste that's pretty unpleasant. That's your body saying, thanks, but I'm good on zinc right now. I've done this test with hundreds of elderly patients, and it's scary how many taste absolutely nothing, which explains why they're struggling with immune system problems and slow healing. Now, here's where the immune system and old age connection becomes crystal clear. When you're zinc deficient, your white blood cells can't function properly, your wounds heal slowly, you catch every bug that goes around, and your sense of taste and smell start to fade, which, by the way, affects your appetite and can lead to further nutritional deficiencies. It's a vicious cycle that I see all the time in my practice. The spoon test cuts through all the guesswork and gives you an immediate answer about whether your body actually needs more zinc or if you're already getting enough from your current routine. But here's what I love about integrative medicine. We don't just rely on supplements when we can get nutrients from real food. The richest sources of bioavailable zinc are oysters, absolutely loaded with it, followed by other shellfish like crab and lobster, then grass-fed beef liver, and high-quality red meat. 6 medium oysters contain about 76 milligrams of zinc. That's more than most people get in a week. Even if you're not a seafood person, just 3 ounces of grass-fed beef provides about 7 milligrams of zinc in a form your body can actually use. These whole food sources come with their own cofactors naturally built in, which is why I always tell my patients to think food first, supplements second. The beautiful thing about focusing on zinc-rich foods is that you're not just addressing one nutrient, you're getting a complete package that supports youthfulness in the elderly through multiple pathways. Oysters and shellfish provide selenium, iron, and omega-3s alongside that zinc. Quality red meat gives you B12, iron, and complete proteins that are essential for maintaining muscle mass as you age. But here's what most people don't realize. Even if you're eating these zinc-rich foods regularly, you might still be running into problems if you're making this next critical mistake. Here's mistake number 4, and this one absolutely breaks my heart because I see it destroying lives every single day in my practice. People taking so little zinc that they're basically starving their bodies of this essential mineral. You think after 25 years of treating patients, I get used to seeing the devastation, but I don't. Just last month, I had a 74-year-old woman named Dorothy who was taking 5 milligrams of zinc daily because she was afraid of taking too much. She came to me with chronic diarrhea, leg ulcers that wouldn't heal, and blood sugar issues that were getting worse by the month. What she didn't realize was that her fear of zinc toxicity was actually killing her slowly. She was so focused on not taking too much that she forgot her body desperately needed adequate amounts for basic survival. The truth about how to maintain autonomy as an elderly person is that your body's zinc requirements don't decrease with age. If anything, they increase because your absorption gets worse and your needs get higher. Dorothy's case was textbook zinc deficiency. Her immune system was shot. She was catching every cold and flu that came through her neighborhood. Her skin looked aged beyond her years, and those leg ulcers were a dead giveaway that her body couldn't repair tissue properly. When people don't get enough zinc, their wound healing slows to a crawl, their immune system becomes practically useless, and their blood sugar regulation goes haywire. It's like trying to run a factory with half the workers you need. Here's where it gets really scary, and this is something most doctors miss completely. Severe zinc deficiency doesn't just make you feel unwell. It can actually trigger or worsen diabetes, cause severe gastrointestinal problems, lead to chronic infections, and even contribute to depression and cognitive decline. I've seen patients whose families thought they were developing dementia, when in reality, they were just profoundly zinc deficient. Dorothy's blood sugar issues weren't just getting older. Zinc is essential for insulin function, and without adequate levels, your pancreas can't do its job properly. It's like trying to start a fire with wet matches. You can strike them all day, but nothing's going to ignite. The symptoms of severe zinc deficiency read like a horror story of aging gone wrong. Chronic diarrhea that won't respond to typical treatments, skin problems that look like eczema or dermatitis, hair loss that progresses rapidly, depression that seems to come out of nowhere, and infections that just won't clear up. I remember Dorothy telling me she felt like her body was betraying her, that she was falling apart faster than her friends. But here's the thing, none of this was inevitable aging. When we got her zinc levels up to proper therapeutic doses, we started with 30 milligrams daily with copper. Her ulcers began healing within 2 weeks, her diarrhea stopped, and her energy started returning. It was like watching someone come back to life. The most frustrating part about this whole situation is how preventable it is. Most elderly folks are so terrified of taking too much of anything that they end up taking too little of everything, and their health deteriorates as a result. This isn't about being reckless with supplements. It's about understanding that maintaining health in old age requires adequate nutrition, not homeopathic doses that make you feel better emotionally but do nothing for your body. Dorothy's transformation reminded me why I love integrative medicine. We're not just treating symptoms, we're giving the body what it actually needs to function properly. But even when you get the dosage right, there's still one more critical factor that can make or break your entire zinc strategy. Finally, we get to mistake number 5, the one that ties everything together and can make or break your entire zinc strategy for aging healthily. Most people have no clue that not all zinc supplements are created equal, and they're wasting their money on forms that their body can barely absorb. After treating thousands of elderly patients over the past 25 years, I can tell you that the form of zinc you choose makes an enormous difference in how your body responds. The gold standard in my practice is zinc glycinate. It's zinc bound to the amino acid glycine, which acts like a VIP escort that walks the zinc right through your intestinal wall without causing stomach upset or competing with other minerals for absorption. Here's what most doctors won't tell you about timing your zinc intake for optimal youthfulness and immune support. The old school thinking was that you had to take zinc on an empty stomach for maximum absorption, and while that's technically true, it's not practical for most of my elderly patients who end up with nausea or stomach irritation. What I've found in my practice is that taking zinc with a small amount of food actually improves compliance and still gives you excellent absorption, maybe 85% instead of 100%, but consistency beats perfection every time. I tell my patients to take it with a few nuts, a piece of fruit, or even just a small snack about 30 minutes before their main meal. Now here's where I get personal with you. I practice what I preach, and I've been doing intermittent fasting for over a decade as part of my own strategy for maintaining health and vitality as I age. So I take my zinc glycinate first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, about 30 minutes before I break my fast. Does it cause some minor stomach irritation? Sometimes. But I've built up a tolerance over the years, and the absorption benefits are worth it for me personally. However, I never recommend this approach to my patients unless they specifically ask about it and are already comfortable with fasting protocols. There's no point in perfect absorption if you can't stick to the routine. The real magic happens when you combine the right form of zinc with the right timing and the right cofactors. I have patients taking zinc glycinate with a small meal that includes some healthy fats, which help with overall mineral absorption, and they're getting incredible results. One of my patients, Eleanor, is 71 years old and has been following this protocol for 2 years. She takes 25 milligrams of zinc glycinate with 2.5 milligrams of copper every morning with her breakfast of Greek yogurt and berries. Her energy levels are through the roof, she hasn't had a cold in over a year, and her recent labs show the immune system markers of someone 20 years younger. That's the power of doing zinc, right? But here's what really excites me about this whole approach to maintaining autonomy and vitality as we age. It's not just about the zinc. When you get your zinc status optimized with the right form, timing, and cofactors, it creates a cascade of improvements throughout your entire system. Your immune function improves, your wound healing accelerates, your energy stabilizes, your mood lifts, and your body starts functioning like the well-oiled machine it was designed to be. I see this transformation happen over and over in my practice, and it never gets old. The key is understanding that nutrition for the elderly isn't about taking massive amounts of everything. It's about taking the right amounts of the right things in the right way, consistently over time. So there you have it, the 5 zinc mistakes that have been quietly sabotaging your health and stealing your vitality. Now I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. How many of these mistakes are you making right now? Are you taking megadoses thinking more is better? Are you ignoring the cofactors your body desperately needs? Have you ever even tested whether you're truly zinc deficient? The truth is, most of you watching this are making at least 3 of these mistakes, and it's costing you your golden years. Here's what I want you to do today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. First, do that spoon test I showed you. Get some zinc sulfate solution and find out once and for all if you're actually deficient. Second, if you're taking zinc, check your dosage and make sure you're getting that crucial copper with it in a 10-to-1 ratio. Third, look at your cofactors. Are you getting adequate magnesium, B6, and folate? Your body is screaming for these nutrients to work together, and you've been ignoring the cry for help. But here's the real question that should keep you awake at night. What else are you doing wrong with your health that you don't even know about? If something as simple as zinc has 5 major pitfalls that most doctors don't even understand, what other critical mistakes are you making with your nutrition, your supplements, your entire approach to aging healthily? This isn't just about zinc. This is about taking control of your health destiny instead of just hoping everything works out. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that the people who thrive in their 70s, 80s, and beyond are the ones who take action on information like this. They don't just watch videos and feel informed. They actually change what they're doing. They test, they adjust, they optimize. The question is, are you going to be one of them? Or are you going to keep making the same mistakes that are slowly robbing you of the vibrant, independent life you deserve? Your body is incredibly resilient and capable of amazing healing, even at 65, 75, or 85 years old. But it needs the right raw materials to work with, and it needs you to stop sabotaging it with well-intentioned mistakes. If this information has opened your eyes to how much you didn't know about something as basic as zinc, then subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell, because we're just getting started. I've got decades of clinical experience to share with you about the hidden mistakes that are keeping Americans from aging gracefully, and every single video could be the key that unlocks your next level of health and vitality.